Most men underestimate how much information is exchanged without a single word being spoken. Long before conversations, explanations, or intentions are processed by the mind, the body is already reading signals. One of the most powerful of these signals is physical contact, especially something as simple and socially acceptable as a hug. A hug may seem like a casual gesture, but in reality, it is a direct form of communication between two nervous systems. In that brief moment of closeness, a woman can sense confidence, emotional stability, tension, fear, calm, or authenticity. It happens instantly, without logic, because the body is designed to detect safety and threat faster than conscious thought ever could. Many men believe attraction is built through words, appearance, or effort. They focus on saying the right thing, dressing correctly, or behaving in a certain way. But the truth is that touch bypasses all performance. It reveals what is actually happening inside you. When you hug a woman, she doesn't just feel your arms. She feels your breathing pattern, your muscle tension, your heart rhythm, and the emotional state behind your touch. If you are anxious, rushed, or uncertain, her body picks that up immediately. If you are calm, present, and grounded, her body responds just as quickly. This is not about manipulation or technique. It is about biology and emotional awareness. The human nervous system is wired to seek regulation through connection. When two people come close, their bodies naturally attempt to synchronize. This is why a calm presence can relax someone, and a tense presence can make someone uncomfortable without them knowing why. During a hug, this synchronization becomes even stronger. A woman subconsciously asks one question in that moment: do I feel safe here or not? Safety does not mean boredom or lack of attraction. In fact, true attraction cannot exist without a sense of emotional safety. Many hugs fail to create connection because they are rushed or hesitant. Some men hug quickly and pull away too fast, as if afraid of staying too long. Others hold on tightly, trying to force intimacy or reassurance. Both send signals of insecurity. The body interprets rushing as anxiety and clinging as neediness. Neither allows space for trust to form. A confident hug is unhurried, relaxed, and intentional. It does not ask for anything. It simply offers presence. From a health and awareness perspective, this matters more than people realize. Physical touch can influence stress levels, heart rate, and emotional regulation. Calm, respectful touch has been shown to support the release of oxytocin, a hormone linked to bonding, trust, and emotional well-being. However, oxytocin is not automatically positive. If the touch is accompanied by tension or hidden motives, the body resists it. Instead of relaxation, the nervous system stays alert. This is why intention and emotional state matter more than the action itself. When a man approaches a hug from a place of calm confidence, his body language communicates stability. His shoulders are relaxed, his breathing is slow and steady, and his movements are controlled rather than reactive. This creates a grounding effect. The woman's nervous system responds by softening. Her breathing may slow down, her muscles relax. She may not consciously notice these changes, but her body does. In that moment, she feels more at ease, more present, and more open. Attraction grows in this space of emotional regulation. It is not triggered by force or intensity, but by resonance. Resonance happens when two people feel aligned, when one person's calm allows the other to feel safe enough to let go. This is why some men leave a lasting impression without saying much. Their presence alone creates a sense of balance. That balance is rare, and the body remembers it. A hug done with awareness is not about impressing or proving anything. It is about being fully there. This means letting go of mental noise, expectations, and outcomes. When you hug someone while thinking about how you are being perceived, your body tightens. When you hug someone while simply experiencing the moment, your body relaxes. That relaxation is what communicates confidence. Confidence is not loud or forceful. It is quiet and steady. Before the hug even happens, your internal state sets the tone. If you approach with nervous energy, your body may move too fast or hesitate. If you approach with calm intention, your movements feel natural. Eye contact is softer. Your posture is upright but not rigid. These small details matter because they signal emotional congruence. What you feel inside matches what you show on the outside. The human brain is highly sensitive to inconsistency, and women in particular tend to pick up on these subtle mismatches very quickly. When you open your arms, the invitation should feel natural, not abrupt. This gives the other person space to step in willingly. That willingness is important because it preserves autonomy and comfort. A hug that feels invited rather than taken creates trust. During the hug, a brief moment of stillness allows both nervous systems to settle. This pause is not awkward when it comes from confidence. It communicates patience and self-control. Breathing plays a major role here. Slow, steady breathing signals safety to the brain. When you breathe calmly during a hug, the other person often unconsciously mirrors your rhythm. This shared rhythm enhances the feeling of connection. It also supports emotional regulation, reducing stress hormones and promoting a sense of calm. This is one reason why a grounded hug can feel soothing long after it ends. The way the hug ends matters just as much as how it begins. Pulling away too quickly can break the sense of connection abruptly. Lingering too long can feel invasive. A balanced release feels natural and controlled. After the hug, a moment of quiet presence allows the emotional experience to settle. There is no need to rush into conversation or fill the silence. That silence is where the body integrates what just happened. What many men don't realize is that the memory of a hug is not stored as a thought, but as a feeling. The brain remembers how the body felt in that moment. If the feeling was calm, safe, and grounding, the memory becomes positive and comforting. Over time, the body begins to associate that person with emotional regulation and balance. This association is powerful because it operates below conscious awareness. This is why genuine presence matters more than technique. You cannot fake calm. The body knows the difference. Developing this kind of presence is not about learning tricks. It is about managing your own nervous system. Practices that support emotional regulation, such as mindful breathing, physical awareness, and stress management, directly influence how you show up in moments of connection. When you are regulated, your presence becomes naturally attractive. At its core, a meaningful hug is an exchange of humanity. It is not about control, performance, or outcome. It is about connection. When a woman feels that a man is emotionally grounded and not seeking validation from her reaction, she feels safer. Safety allows curiosity. Curiosity opens the door to attraction. This process happens quietly, without effort, when the focus shifts from being liked to being present. Before moving forward, take a moment to reflect on how you usually approach physical connection. Is it rushed, hesitant, or performative, or is it calm and intentional? Awareness is the first step toward change. In the next part, we will explore how emotional presence affects memory, attachment, and long-term connection, and why small moments of genuine regulation can have lasting psychological and emotional effects. Emotional presence does more than shape a single moment. It influences how the brain forms memory, how attachment develops, and how the body decides whether someone feels familiar or distant over time. When a woman experiences calm, grounded contact, her nervous system doesn't just relax in the moment. It records that experience as a reference point. Later, when she thinks of you or encounters you again, her body recalls the feeling before her mind recalls the details. This is why certain people feel comforting or magnetic without any clear reason. The body remembers regulation. From a psychological and health perspective, this is deeply connected to how the brain processes safety. The nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for cues. When it detects safety, it allows higher brain functions like curiosity, openness, and emotional bonding to activate. When it detects threat or uncertainty, it shifts into protection. A calm, intentional hug sends a strong signal of safety. Over time, repeated experiences of this signal build trust, not just emotionally, but physiologically. Trust is not built through intensity, it is built through consistency. A man who is emotionally regulated one moment and anxious the next creates confusion. The body does not relax in inconsistency, but a man whose presence feels stable, whose energy does not spike or collapse based on reactions, becomes predictable in the best way. Predictability at the nervous system level allows the body to rest. And when the body rests, attachment can form. This is where many misunderstand attraction. They believe excitement alone creates desire. While novelty and excitement play a role, they are not sustainable without regulation. Too much emotional unpredictability keeps the nervous system on edge. Over time, this leads to fatigue rather than attraction. Calm presence, on the other hand, allows excitement to exist without overwhelm. It creates a sense of balance. Balance is what allows desire to deepen instead of burn out. Physical touch, when respectful and grounded, reinforces this balance. It tells the body that closeness does not equal danger or obligation. This is especially important because many people carry unprocessed stress. Modern life keeps nervous systems overstimulated. When someone offers a moment of calm through their presence, it stands out. The body notices relief. Relief feels good, and the source of that relief becomes meaningful. This is not about trying to be soothing as a strategy. It is about genuinely being regulated yourself. Self-regulation is a health skill. It affects sleep, digestion, immune response, and emotional resilience. Practices that support regulation, such as regular physical activity, adequate rest, mindful breathing, and emotional awareness, all influence how you show up in relationships. When your baseline state is calmer, your interactions naturally become more grounding. During a hug, subtle details reinforce this sense of safety. A steady posture communicates stability. Relaxed shoulders signal openness. Controlled movement shows awareness. These signals are processed faster than words. They tell the other person that you are present and attentive, not distracted or reactive. Presence is felt when your attention is in your body, rather than in your thoughts. After the hug, what happens internally matters just as much as what happens externally. If you immediately evaluate the interaction or look for reassurance, your nervous system shifts back into seeking mode. This can subtly change your energy. But if you remain centered, allowing the moment to pass without needing confirmation, your body stays regulated. This reinforces the impression of emotional independence. Emotional independence does not mean detachment. It means your sense of stability comes from within, not from another person's response. This internal stability affects long-term connection. When a woman feels that your calm is not dependent on her behavior, she feels freer. Freedom and safety together create attraction. There is no pressure to perform or please. Instead, there is space to be authentic. Authenticity deepens connection because it reduces tension. Reduced tension allows intimacy to grow naturally. Memory formation is closely tied to emotion. Strong emotions, whether positive or negative, create lasting memories. However, calm experiences create a different kind of memory. They become reference points for comfort and trust. Over time, the brain associates these experiences with well-being. This association is subtle but powerful. It is why certain people feel like relief in a stressful world. From a health education standpoint, understanding this dynamic can improve not only romantic relationships but all forms of connection. The same principles apply to friendships, family relationships, and even professional interactions. When your presence is regulated, others feel more at ease around you. This reduces conflict, improves communication, and supports emotional health on both sides. It is important to recognize that presence cannot be forced. Trying to appear calm while internally stressed creates dissonance. The body detects this mismatch. True presence comes from self-awareness. Noticing your breath, your posture, and your internal state helps you return to regulation. This is a skill that improves with practice. It does not require perfection. It requires honesty with yourself. Another overlooked aspect is the role of boundaries. A grounded hug respects personal space. It does not overstep. Respect reinforces safety. When someone feels that their boundaries are seen and honored, trust increases. Trust allows closeness to feel nourishing rather than draining. This is especially important in a culture where physical and emotional boundaries are often unclear. Over time, repeated experiences of respectful, regulated connection shape how a woman perceives you. She may not consciously analyze why she feels drawn to you. She simply knows that being around you feels easier. Easier does not mean boring. It means her body is not in defense mode. From that place, attraction can express itself more freely. It is also worth noting that emotional presence benefits you as well. Staying regulated during connection reduces stress and anxiety. It prevents overattachment and rumination. It allows you to enjoy the moment without clinging to outcomes. This supports mental health and emotional resilience. Healthy connection is reciprocal. When both nervous systems feel safe, the interaction becomes restorative rather than depleting. As you reflect on this, consider how often you are truly present in moments of closeness. Presence is not about doing more, it is about being more aware. Awareness slows things down. Slowing down allows the body to feel. Feeling allows connection. This sequence is simple, but it is rarely practiced intentionally. Long-term attraction is rarely about a single moment. It is about the pattern the body recognizes over time. When a woman repeatedly experiences you as someone whose presence feels steady, calm, and respectful, her nervous system begins to associate you with regulation. This association happens quietly. She may not label it as attraction at first. She may simply notice that she feels better around you, that conversations feel easier, that silence feels comfortable rather than awkward. These are not small details. They are signals that her body feels safe enough to stay open. What makes this powerful is that the nervous system learns through repetition. Each time an interaction ends without pressure, without emotional volatility, without hidden demands, the body reinforces the message that closeness with you is not a threat. Over time, this creates a deeper form of trust. Trust at the nervous system level is what allows vulnerability, affection, and desire to grow naturally. Without it, attraction remains shallow or unstable. Many men unintentionally sabotage this process by focusing too much on outcomes. They look for signs, reassurance, or confirmation that they are wanted. This shifts their energy from presence to seeking. The body senses this shift immediately. Seeking creates subtle tension. Tension interrupts regulation. Regulation is what made the connection feel good in the first place. When you let go of needing the moment to turn into something more, you preserve the very quality that allows something more to develop. From a health and emotional well-being perspective, this approach protects both people. It reduces emotional burnout, anxiety, and confusion. It encourages authentic interaction rather than performance. Authentic interaction supports long-term emotional health because it aligns actions with internal states. When what you feel and what you show are congruent, your nervous system remains balanced. Balance supports clarity, patience, and self-respect. Another important element is timing. Emotional bonding cannot be rushed without consequences. When connection unfolds at a pace the nervous system can tolerate, it feels natural. When it is pushed, the body resists. This resistance can show up as withdrawal, confusion, or loss of attraction. Respecting timing is a form of emotional intelligence. It shows that you are attentive, not only to your own feelings, but to the shared rhythm of interaction. Presence also influences how absence is experienced. When you leave an interaction calmly, without clinging or abrupt withdrawal, you create space for reflection. The body processes experiences during space. This is when emotional impressions deepen. If the last feeling associated with you is calm and grounded, that feeling lingers. It becomes something she may seek again, even without consciously knowing why. This is why being remembered has little to do with dramatic gestures. It has everything to do with emotional aftereffects. People remember how their body felt around you. Did it tense or soften? Did it feel pressured or free? Did it feel seen or evaluated? These sensations shape memory far more than words or actions alone. There is also a deeper layer of identity involved. When a woman feels safe and relaxed around a man, she often feels more like herself. Her body is not bracing or performing. She may feel more feminine, more expressive, or more emotionally open. The person who creates that environment becomes associated with her sense of authenticity. That association is powerful. It creates a subtle bond rooted in self-experience rather than dependency. It is important to understand that this process cannot be controlled or engineered. It emerges naturally when you focus on self-regulation rather than influence. Self-regulation means taking responsibility for your emotional state. It means noticing when you are anxious, excited, or distracted, and bringing yourself back to center through breath, posture, and awareness. These are simple tools, but they have profound effects on how you relate to others. Over time, this way of relating changes how you see connection itself. You stop viewing physical closeness as a test or a tool. You start seeing it as communication. Communication does not demand a response. It expresses something and allows the other person to respond freely. Freedom is essential for genuine attraction. Without freedom, desire becomes obligation or avoidance. This approach also protects against unhealthy dynamics. When attraction is built on regulation rather than intensity, it is less likely to turn into emotional dependency or power struggles. Both people retain their sense of self. This supports healthier relationships and emotional stability. From a health education standpoint, this is significant. Chronic emotional stress negatively affects sleep, immune function, and mental health. Regulated connection does the opposite. It supports resilience and well-being. As you integrate this understanding, you may notice changes not only in how others respond to you, but in how you experience yourself. Being present feels better than performing. Calm feels stronger than force. Patience feels more confident than urgency. These shifts are subtle, but they accumulate. Over time, they shape your relationships and your sense of self. The smallest gestures often carry the greatest weight because they are felt, not analyzed. A hug, when approached with awareness, becomes more than a greeting. It becomes a moment of shared regulation, a reminder that connection does not have to be loud or complicated to be meaningful. It simply has to be real. As you move forward, consider this question gently, without judgment. When you connect with someone, are you trying to be chosen or are you choosing to be present? Presence is a skill you can practice in every interaction. It does not require perfection. It requires attention. And attention, when paired with calm intention, is one of the most powerful forms of care you can offer another human being. When you lead with presence, you leave behind something lasting. Not an image, not a line, not a performance, but a feeling of balance. That feeling is rare, and because it is rare, it is remembered.